Good day, everyone. Today we are going to philosophize history. We are going to justify the truth of a certain historical event in a history. So we are tasked to explain to what extent the correspondence, coherence, and pragmatic theories of truth explain the problem of truth in history. Give example of historical narrative or history where these three truths of history is presented by the writer or historian based from its historical evidences, be it direct or indirect. So let's try to find out. Basically, when we talk about philosophy of history, it is concerned with the concepts, methods, and theories used in history. And of course, historians are primarily not witness a certain historical event. So they are going to have a historical knowledge or historical conclusion about a historical event based from the surviving artifacts. They will reconstruct a certain historical event based from the surviving records of the past. And of course, historians' aim is to achieve the verisimilitude, which means they need to arrive the truth, the authenticity, as well as the plausibility about the historical event happened in the past. What are the modern theories of truth that could justify a certain historical event? Again, basically, when we talk about historical event, the historians are not there to witness historical events. So they will have to research and reconstruct a historical past event based from the surviving records, based from the surviving historical evidences. And we have these theories: first, correspondence theory, coherence theory, and the pragmatic theory. When we talk about correspondence theory, this refers to a statement is true if it corresponds to the facts. And conversely, if it corresponds to the facts, it is true. It was founded by Bertrand Russell. The work of this theory is to explain, do justice to, and cover the fact. The truth is viewed as correspondence or equivalent to or with fact. A fact, like for instance, if there is a cat sitting on the mat, therefore it is true if a cat really is sitting on the mat. Next, when we talk about coherence theory, a statement is maintained. It is true if it can be shown to cohere or fit in with all other statements we are prepared to accept. This theory has key data retention. It tells about names, people and places, dates, time, events, values must be considered in the writing of a history. It states that if the proposition coheres with all other propositions taken to be true, then it is true. It explains truth as a relation between one statement and another. It regards truth as coherence with some specified set of sentences, propositions, or beliefs. Belief is also considered true if it coheres or conform or consistent with an existing belief or body of knowledge. No statement is made entirely in isolation. They all depend on certain presuppositions or conditions and are made against a background of these. So thus, history is a subject based on the succession of events, so having the correct order is the key to success. Therefore, it is essential to ensure that your notes follow a chronological order with facts. Pragmatic theory by William James, according to this, I believe is true if it works in practice. If it has a practical utility or usefulness, truth must be discussed in terms of its consequences. It holds that the ideas of true or false relate directly to the usefulness or uselessness of beliefs, propositions, or statements. Also, this theory equals truth with success. A proposition is true if it comes in practice. If it has a practical utility of usefulness, success is equated with successfully conforming to the facts. If the proposition satisfies the needs or wants of the individual, therefore, it is true. Now, we will try to justify a certain historical event, a national figure in the Philippine history, specifically Dr. Rizal, as the national hero of the Philippines, in the lenses of the correspondence, coherence, as well as the pragmatic theory in history. So basically, Rizal did really exist based from different sources, from historians, national museums, and other primary and secondary resources about Dr. Rizal. So these are the parents of Dr. Rizal, and of course, Dr. Rizal existed. from his childhood, literatures, writings, achievements, and other national contributions to the Philippine history, basically Rizal regarded as the national hero of the Philippines. So in the correspondence theory, the statement is true if it is based from the facts, meaning there should be real historical event happen. So this one is the execution, actual photo of the execution of Dr. Rizal before he was being shot at Bagumbayan or Luneta Park. So these are the ilustrados, companion of Dr. Rizal in the propaganda movement as well as different literatures of Dr. Rizal. So this one is the book Rizal gave to Josephine Bracken, his wife, before he was being shot at the Bagumbayan or before he was being executed at Luneta Park. These are the literatures of Dr. Rizal. The famous one, the Nole Me Tangere, which means touch me not, which is dedicated to the Philippines. And of course, we have the El Filibusterismo by Dr. Rizal, meaning the reign of the greed. And the last third novel unfinished one, Makamisa, in the year 1891. So also, Rizal wrote Mi Ultimo Adios, the last poem, which means my last farewell. So it was last written piece of Dr. Rizal before he was being shot at Bagumbayan. And of course, in the Coherence theory, there are different historians wrote about Rizal's writings, achievements that concluded that Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. We have different books, historians such as Dr. Gregorio Zaide and Sonia Zaide. We have Dr. Teresa Megallardo. We have also Agoncillo and San Juan. So these are the books historians wrote about Dr. Rizal as the national hero of the Philippines. And of course, in the Coherence theory, there are literatures written by Dr. Rizal. They are Nole Me Tangere, El Filibusterismo, and Pragmatic Theory. There should be practical practice or utilitarianism, usefulness of a historical event. Dr. Rizal should be regarded as the Philippine national hero. We will try to connect that one to the theory of nationalism, the love of country of Dr. Rizal, based from his achievements, writings, dedication, literatures, and other achievements, contributions to the Philippine history. So we have the following. Rizal wrote to my fellow children. This also, he wrote about my first inspiration, a piece dedicated to his first teacher, his mother, to the Filipino youth, as well as he is the symbol of the ideal leadership. And he was also regarded as the una perla del hombre, or the pearl of a man. He had undying passion toward education as a means of preserving the country as well as the hope of progress and growth of the Philippines. He used also his educational attainment to uplift the lives of the Filipinos. And of course, we have the Rizal Law or Republic Act. Republic Act 1425 states that Rizal's position in the Philippine history is attribute to the continued respect or acclamation of the people and recognition of his contribution to significant social transformation that took place in the Philippines. So, in the Rizal Law, it states that regardless of your program or course, whether public or private institution, we need to undergo or scrutinize, touch the Rizal's life works, because basically he had a lot of contributions to our country for the growth of our country. And of course, on this battlefield, man has no better weapon than his intelligence, no other force but his heart. Of course, education as a means to elevate the country to its highest seat of glory and to develop the people's mentality. And of course, education is the foundation of society and the prerequisite for social progress. Only through education could the country be saved from the domination. So basically, in real life, Rizal has a lot of contributions, be it education than revolution. The pen is mightier than sword. So basically, the education is one of the best tools to attain freedom, liberty in the Philippines. Thank you so much. God bless.